up. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, little boy. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir.
Motherfucking Ryne. It's Ryne time, as we say.
I went and got a coffee the other day, and always people spell the shit wrong, obviously.
Oh yeah.
This was the first time to where the chick heard all the other people say my name, and she literally spelled out phonetically RHIN.
Oh,
I'm just like, all right,
like Rhino?
like Rhino, but just Ryne instead of Rhino, but like phonetically RHINE.
Yeah,
like a rhinestone cowboy.
Oh, I get it. I guess is H in Rhine for like rhinestone, or it's to my knowledge the only.
I mean, yeah, that's how you spell it, right? RHINESTON.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never written down rhinestone on a piece of paper. Believe it or not, not something I've ever written out. But rhino for sure I have.
Yeah.
And that is definitely with a Y. So I get
Wait, no, it's not.
or I mean an
Rhino?
H. Ryne has right. It's RHYNO, right? That's how you spell rhino.
No, RHINO.
RH. Well, either way, it's a fucking H, bro. And tell you what,
Wait, right?
it's not fucking the spelling bee, so you don't need to be teaching me things here.
Oh no,
right?
I thought it was fun. It was fun because you're sitting there like Ryne. I was like, oh yeah, it's actually fun. This lady, she got it right, but it was wrong, and it was the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I was happy.
Tight. I posted this clip of Lush the other day or I posted this clip about Lush where me and Caustic were just talking about how like we're glad to see him kind of like take the power back not be under the thumb of like fucking podcast douches with no discernible talent. And he didn't repost it or say anything about it for like a week, and I was like, man, maybe he like took it the wrong way. Maybe he thought I was being a dick or something. That he just was like, love y'all for real. I'm like, you're just so busy that you missed it, and now you're seeing it. So that's good.
Wait, what's going on with
well, we were just talking about how like when we were happy when he stared with No Jumper, but then like realized what that was, and it was basically fools trying to little brother the big homie, and like fools that suck, fools that like I said, no discernible talent, like just people that are down to be on the internet and debase themselves.
That
like name a thing that Adam 22 has done where you're like, oh, that's really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, maybe early in the beginning, people would be like, oh, well, he fucks around with the porn star, which, not necessarily my flavor, but I can understand
once
why.
you start letting your wife get banged out, it's
then
not
gets
cool anymore.
No, yeah, well, like the worm turned fast. Is my point. Is what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Because then she's getting fucking absolutely railed by giant black men, and then he's just on Twitter like, if I think she looked hot. If that makes me a cuck, then I guess it is what it is. I mean, yeah, that kind of is what it is.
Actually, by dictionary definition, I believe that's what it is. But beyond that, even like porno is not something to be proud of.
No,
I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's tight. But there's a lot of fucking cheesy ass motherfuckers that'd be like, whoa, his fucking wife's a hot fucking porn star though.
But now this fool has his own podcast. He's a part of multiple other podcasts, and on those podcasts, he's not fucking some whipping boy or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead, he's the person we all know him to be. Like, and then I was just saying, like, him and House Phone are sitting on there talking about LA hip hop. Ain't nobody know more about that shit than Lush. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see, basically. I don't want to see fools being like, you lied to me. I want to see my boy shining. So I made a post about that, and I'm glad that he's seen that and took it the right way. And that's me just being like, maybe he's mad at me. That's because I love you, bro. Come on. This episode is brought to you by Camino gummies. I've been eating these because I had the worst fucking dream last night, and I'm not doing that shit again. And then Wyclef champagne. My first favorite champagne. My second favorite
Wyclef. Oh yeah,
yeah. Because Lauryn Hill's probably taken number one. Definitely not fucking Praz. So, second favorite Fuji, first favorite champagne, Wyclef, y'all.
Which is funny because the reputation of Lauren would be that she would actually arrive after both of those fools. So
I think they all kind of suck in a way, in their own way. Like they're, I'm saying,
I think they're fun, but the however they got to the status that they got needs to be like examined by future generations, because I'm like, that was like pre-internet too, and I'm just like, all they did was drop one album, and half that shit was covers.
I tell you what, I think OG Fugees incredible. I think that like Lauryn Hill becoming a super diva, Wyclef essentially becoming a con man, and then like Praz becoming an informant, like all of those things are really bad. You know what I mean? Like, so they're
that
later,
sounds like a Fugees song.
Their later life fully sucks, but still, Fuji Law, you got to give it up for that.
Money
shit.
just fucking money just really fucking ruins people.
Homie, let me get rich and just start
start fucking
being a dick.
Yeah, I was gonna say examples, but then I don't know. I'll
tell you what.
Too crass.
It's probably good that I found Dog Jesus before I got any money, because now if I get any money, I'm giving it all to dogs.
That's smart.
Yeah, there's no way I'll ever be rich now. I'll just be paying for more dogs' vet bills. That's the only thing that'll change in my life.
Especially right now, rich people are fucking wild. I listen more and more to the Vince McMahon shit.
Oh my god!
I mean, there's so many other podcasts that are already fucking treading ground.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't have all the information.
Good lord, dude. Yeah. Good lord.
Nobody's surprised how much of a scumbag he is, but it is like it's just high level scumbaggery.
Yeah, and it's just like on that's what's crazy about it is everyone's like, what did he do now? And they're like, oh. That's not his usual fuck shit. Like
yeah. That's next level fuck shit.
That's next level fuck shit.
Wow, that's human slavery fuck shit. That's interesting.
I heard one of these fools because Jim
Carrey, get over here. He's trying to. You got a milkshake in there or something, or is it just soda?
It's an unsweetened tea.
Come here.
You don't even anything good in there, Churro.
You don't like unsweetened tea? Whatever.
Not even good in there, Churro.
Let's talk about, since we're on the fucking topic of wrestling. Let's talk about how awesome this big time wrestling event was.
Professionalism.
This shit was sick. I had a blast.
A whole lot of fun.
Shouts out to the White family. Fucking, what were you saying? What were you saying there? White. Well, yeah, we probably better not do that chant. That's not a good chant. Fucking love the ladies that run this organization. Kirk White's wife and daughter. Rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend, Kirk White. They roiled in your fucking name, brother, and they did it for real. They were doing backflips off the ropes in the fucking Newark Pavilion, homie. It was epic.
It's cool too because I didn't realize that fool Alan Angels or whatever was gonna be there, and like I've legitimately seen that fool like on TNA Impact and fucking AEW and shit like that.
Yeah, so I feel like the whole
that's always fun.
Most of the roster that's on the poster is like that. They've been. I know this chick is big in the like Japan wrestling scene, and she be kicking ass out there. And like when they do the events, I guess they do a lot of the Japan wrestling events like here.
Oh yeah. Because New Japan has like an American division.
Fucking sick.
So it's like, it's over here, but then like it's actually interesting because it's like all the shit's still done up in Japanese because it's for Japanese television, but it takes place over here in America.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think her name was like Viva Vaughn or whatever.
So we got Howard the Duck, one in the chat. First one here.
Boom.
Salute my guy. Pixie, as always. What's goody? Fucking Dee, what's good? He's saying hi, Ryne, specifically to you.
What's up? What's up?
The paranoia is in this bitch. And then also my man Cemetery Chips. Talking about what did Vince McMahon do? Homie, he did everything. He did everything. And like honestly, it's like there's one major complainant as far as like a chick that came out with all the text and receipts and shit. But there's like I guess what I just found out is that he was fucking creating NDAs and signing them on behalf of the WWE, but like they never had anything to do with it. So they're like, I don't even know if those fucking things are enforceable because there were 4 WWE shit, but he never
creative shit. Or
but
something.
He never involved them. He just had his lawyer write the shit up, and then he presented it to the chicks, signed by him and the WWE. But it was just him like doing all of it. Yeah, he was a wild boy. Essentially, I'm just gonna describe it in 2 words. 3 words, actually. I'll say psychosexual shit. That's what he was doing. Psychosexual shit.
Basically, what was that Red Hot Chili Pepper album?
Yeah. Blood, Sex, and Magic.
Yes.
He was doing Blood, Sex, and Magic. Pretty much. At the office. He had set it up so that he could do Blood, Sex, and Magic at the office, which is wild. You don't want to do that. I don't know. How many seconds did we get in before we started talking this fuck shit? This is probably not monetizable anymore. We can go nuts now.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be surprised how often I get a YouTube notification that says, this episode is perfectly suitable for advertisers. I'm like, really? Did you hear what I was talking about?
I mean, they be going back and forth. Because
I said the R word, and I mean both of them.
Some of these really big shows, like fucking like Tim Dillon and shit like that, they be saying some shit. And I'm like, these are some of the biggest shows on here. So it's just like, how is it so pick and choose with fucking what they're watching for and what they aren't watching for?
I think they fucking now that it's like, is this for kids and is this not for kids? Like, as long as you say it's not for kids, then they're like, okay, cool. We'll kick you to the 20 advertisers that are down for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if you're like, if it's for kids, they put the fucking microscope on you and they're like, you better not be doing anything fucked up for the kids.
It's like, all right, cool. We'll let the CBD advertisers know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, cool. Yeah.
It is for kids? Okay, we're going to let Tide know.
Let Blue Chew know that we're here and we're talking about dicks and it's A-okay. Churro, go ahead and lay down. Oh, let me tell you something about my boy, my fucking boy Churro. Photo shoot, epic success.
Oh, yeah, that was fire.
I got hella applications for Churro, and he's got a meeting tomorrow. So very, 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 very fucking likely Churro's going tomorrow, and he's not coming back. It's going to break my fucking heart. But this is the job, man. This is what you do. You fall in love with these things, and then you send them off into the world, and then you see them sometimes, and they go pee-pee when they see you because they're so happy.
It's like those aliens from Invincible that like live super fast. Or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like you're doing that with like dog parenting, basically.
Yep. I'm like Omni-Man in the fucking except instead of fucking their shit up, I'm just the bug people. Yeah. Exactly.
People.
Yes. I thought you were talking about the
how they go through like generations and generations. Every time they come back, it's like the great grandkid.
I'm Omni-Man, and these dogs are my bug people, and I'm just fucking sending them off into the world. And
that shit is so badass when he just hops over there. He's like, you don't understand.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, the fucking chronotons or whatever the fuck those people are called. Invincible. I was reading that fucking book years before they ever even had an idea of doing a animated show. So when I heard that the show was coming out, I was like, oh, this is going to be the best shit ever. And I'm so glad it's a fucking cartoon because you really can't. They would have had to scale it down so much for it to be anything but. You know what I mean?
I'm really on the point of like, I want all the superhero shit going forward just to be animated now.
Why not?
It's so much better every time.
Dude, I don't know if you're familiar with like the DC animated universe.
I've watched like so much of it because I have HBO Max.
Literally, they nailed it every single time. Like they do not miss every single DC animated feature. And they've had multiple universes. Like they're on the second one now or the third one, but they had the whole last one they ended with like the Dark Side War shit, and it was amazing. Like if the fucking dumbass movies just would have followed the blueprint of the animated shows, they would have won for sure. They would have won the game. The Flashpoint animation is so amazing,
good.
But the Flashpoint movie kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Somehow they spent $250 million on CGI for that movie. Godzilla spent $90 million or something like that. They spent like fucking multiple times more. And the shit looks garbage compared to Godzilla. Godzilla -1, when the Godzilla's in the water chasing the boat, I was like, is that a fucking puppet? Is that a puppet or is that? I'm like, did they really? Is this a giant animatronic? And I'm like, no, that's all CG. In fucking incredible. The shit looks so real. It blew my mind. Thank you. You know what? So many people have commented on this hoodie today because it was in one of the pictures for Churro's photo shoot. This is a shirt, right? This is the That's Not a Dog, That's Family shirt. We have this as a t-shirt. It's got this on the front. This is on the back. Fucking, that's my dogs. Those are my dogs. So that shirt is available on the website now. There's only one of these hoodie. Our printer, he makes hella extra like one-off shit. Both as like a gift to us, but also as like a, hey, maybe you want to do this. Homie, we're going to have to do these.
Yeah.
These are getting done this year. So Zip Up, That's Not a Dog, That's Family shirts are definitely going to be coming out. Probably March. It'll be with the spring line of shit because it's a zip up. It'll be like a nice light zip up. And yeah, man, more Dogs Are Dope merch coming. We're going to do some youth size tees. I already got like a really cool kids design. And then the homie, Jorge from San Jose Fools. He's the guy who designs all of our merch. He's our marketing guy. if you ever seen the San Jose Fools hats, they're fucking so sick.
Yeah,
the big
fire.
SJ and like they got side print. Like the hats, they excel in hats. So he's like, homie, this year we got to do fucking dope ass hats. And the first hats we did are sick, and they almost all sold out. So we're definitely doing more hats, and we're gonna do some like dope, like big logo dogs are dope hats. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, merch on deck, essentially, is what I'm saying. Back to fucking big time wrestling. This shit was hella fun. Shouts out to the homie Buttery Heat who came out and fucking basically like worked the booth with us the whole night. Heaven forbid you show up in a Dogs Are Dope shirt. I'm going to put you to fucking work. But he was the man. And Gus Suggins was just the star of the show. My guy, I brought my little English bulldog Gus, and I pushed him around in the cart. I brought him up in the ring and I fucking spinned him around. I was like, someone tied this fool to a fence at the vet, and the whole audience is all, oh, that shit was so sick.
They also growl. They're like,
Oh yeah,
like it was fucking Def Jam in the 90s.
yo, it was fucking dope, dude. And hella people were like, yeah, he reminded them of the British Bulldog's bulldog.
Ah, makes sense.
Yeah, man, that's a classic wrestling reference.
Hell
I
yeah.
even got that one. I was like, oh yeah, I hella remember the British Bulldog's bulldog. I remember when Brutus the Barber Beefcake cut the British Bulldog with fucking scissors in the fucking ring, and it was like the first time I seen blood in wrestling, and I was like, oh shit, what are they doing? Yeah, that was a long ass time ago. Look that shit up. My man's avocado in this bitch. We did a ruin an hour, me and avocado, and we spoke about quitting smoking as well as the dog rescue. Still, homie, over a month. February 3rd, that means a month and 3 days. Your boy hasn't fucking smoked a bit of piff, not a bit of piff, not a single hit. And I've had homies like podcasting here next to me, fucking Caustic. Dude, Jordan sitting here with the bong and the fucking tobacco, like doing it.
Belushi on deck, if wanted to be.
In my face. I told him, I told everybody, I'm like, homie, if I can't sit in the fire, I'm going to get burned. So, yeah, we still on deck. Yeah, we good. But yeah, shouts out to the crew. All my folks is here. Piff Free Dan. It's a new kind of Dan. Very excitable. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what to do with my hands a lot of the time, but we'll figure it out. Blue's here. What's up, Blue? We did chop the Robo Fable. We're gonna give it.
That is so wild. I'm not even gonna say anything on it because it's not necessary. Y'all are already doing like.
It's an expose.
We're
gonna go back.
It's so fun though.
We're going back in a month, and we're gonna see how this has affected his Pokemon foolery.
It's a shame that like the fool that is like the main guy that like put him on blast like already kind of did a bunch of interviews, because if you guys were able to like track him down first, that would be so amazing.
You know what? I tried to get an interview with Robo, and very, very appropriately, he is ignoring me. He's leaving me on red. He's not answering anything I'm putting out in the world. He doesn't want to go there. He's probably smart. We're just gonna flambe his ass in the funnest way possible. But the old Robo would have been so thirsty for the attention, he would have done it anyways. So like, I guess he's matured a bit in that way, but he also is still threatening people about Pokemon. So
it's so fun.
How mature can you be, to be honest?
It's so fun.
But one thing that we didn't talk about that is very specific to Ryne, because he's the one that sent me the clip, was I don't know if you guys have seen this, and we will go ahead and put the link in the comments after the fact. We're live right now, but when we set it to public, we'll make sure to put the link in the comments. Michael White
fucking right
was on Kill Tony doing stand-up comedy. Both doing stand-up comedy and also
rapping. Yeah, they made him rap a little bit too.
Yeah.
Which wasn't terrible, because he's been rapping for years, so of course he's prepared for that. But what blew my mind too, because like I was just watching it organically, and like when they called him up, like, okay, next up, Michael White Because, like, Kill Tony's in Texas. Like, I instantly was like, oh, I hope it's the Michael White. And it sure as fucking shit was.
Yes, it definitely was.
And I was just like, I was, like, screaming to myself because I'm just like, what is the... I mean, the odds are great, actually, because that is a perfect fucking lane for him because Kill Tony loves, possibly people on the spectrum.
Yeah, I feel like they don't want a bunch of good comedians doing that shit. They want some really weird and bad ones in the mix, for sure.
Because my thing with that show is like it entertains me as much as it kind of drives me crazy because it's also like who really makes it after the show. Like people are on the show as regulars and they kind of pop, but then after the fact, like it doesn't really it doesn't really build people the way that it says it does.
Look,
it mostly just capitalizes off the fucking people that they make fun of.
Tony Hinchcliffe is literally one of the 6 comedians that Cat Williams was talking about when he was like Joe Rogan's unfunny motherfucker and friends or whatever. Like he was certainly talking very specifically about Tony Hinchcliffe. Dude is not funny, and like when that's the case whenever you talk about a comedian and someone's like, yeah, his crowd work is really good. That is the equivalent of saying a battler's freestyling ability is really good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying here? It's like, yeah, your crowd work is good. That's some old like new generation shit where people just want to watch car crashes and shit instead of want to watch like someone actually do something that's skilled. And then that whole show is based around let's make fun of people who are on the spectrum, essentially.
And let's have like racial play on words. Like,
yay,
it's
definitely falls in like the category of like roast battles and shit where it's like, this is fun, but
too much of it is just like after a while it's like, okay, all right, like but sometimes it is fun to watch. And on that fucking magical night I just happened to fucking see Michael White pop up, and what blew my mind was you saw the character turn off for a second, because he was still committed to being him, and then Tony was just like, all right, shut the fuck up, like be serious. And then like he switched it off. Yeah. So then I was just like, oh my God, this fool's been kayfabing us this entire time. Which of course he was. But
yeah, it's just crazy that he did that.
See it.
He did that shit with like me and Marv One at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Like there was no reason for that. There was no cameras present. He was just in character the whole time. He's like fucking who's
Andy Kaufman?
Yes. Yeah. He's like fucking the man on the moon over here. Like he literally fucking took a Greyhound to fucking San Jose from Texas, was probably a regular person until the moment he stepped off the Greyhound, and then he was like, Michael White, blah, 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 for fucking literally the entire time he was with me. And I'm just looking at him like, all right, man, like you don't have to do this, but okay, if you want to do this. Like Caustic was lightweight freaked out by him the whole time. He was like, get your mans, dude. Why is this guy staring at me and like taking pictures? He's taking like shadow pictures of him and shit and like posting. He's like, Caustic's like seeing pictures of him posted from like behind the back and shit. And he's like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why is this happening? Michael White, you are a fucking weirdo for that. Like not for the character you play. The character you play would be much more normal if you were a normal person, but the fact that you think that you need to do that when we're not in front of cameras makes you the biggest fucking weirdo I know. Like you're up there with Robo, just, maybe gonna get caught for some really creepy shit later in life. You know what
I wouldn't be surprised.
Certainly wouldn't be like, oh man, I can't believe, say it ain't so. I'd be like, yeah, I think so. That makes sense. Yeah, these Caminos are the shit. They definitely help your boy to sleep and not dream. God, I hate dreams. They're so terrible, dude. I had a dream that Rory killed somebody and that the police were questioning me about Rory killing somebody.
Oh boy.
And it was a very like intense interrogation. I sweat through my clothes. I woke up and fucking drenched in sweat, and I was like, Rory, why? Why did you do that? And then I was like, oh, this isn't real. That wasn't a real thing. I had a dream that my wife threw my bong at me and it shattered all over the place, and there was bong water and glass everywhere. And I was like, why would you do that? And then I woke up and she's just asleep next to me.
Jesus.
Yeah. My brain is backlogging. Like, it's like, oh, cool. You haven't really had one of these in 30 years, huh? Let's do it real big. Let's do it. Let's make every dream seem like it's real until the moment you wake up. And then there's like a 30-second period where I'm like, what? Oh, god damn it. I gotta change my shirt. Like literally, dude. It's not cool. And I think it's gonna stop at some point. But to be fair, smoked weed consistently from when I was 11 years old until now, and I'm 40, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking cannabis.
I'm not that far off though. Like mine's like about like 17-ish.
Yeah, I mean it's funny how far like 17 seems from 11 when you're like 20. But then once you're like fucking 40, it's like, that's in the range.
It's in the range.
You were a kid.
Yeah.
I was a kid then. But no, I was one of those kids that was like smoking cigarettes, like very much looking like a child.
That never took with me because both my parents smoked, so fucking it was. Like,
Homie, that's why I smoked. I smoked the same brand.
I went the other way though.
I smoked the same brand my dad smoked, Marlboro Light 100s.
When I used to like get drunk once in a while, a cigarette was nice. When you're like fucking like 2 a.m, you're drunk, fucking you're like on someone's couch, fucking hit a cigarette. It's nice.
I don't.
Something to be said for
it's
it.
so crazy that like I quit smoking cigarettes in 2009, and I was like, I'm over this. I'm never gonna smoke a cigarette again. And then I started smoking like fucking pounds of Fronto leaf, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm like, pretty sure this is way worse. But to me, cigarettes always seemed gross, like or just pointless. Like if you're gonna smoke, homie, you better get lit in the process. I guess that was my mentality there.
Yeah.
And definitely did not quit because I didn't like it. And I was very clear about that on Ruin Your Day. I'm like, let me just be straight with y'all. This isn't about my me being upset with marijuana. In fact, very fond of it. Love the way it looks. Love the way it smells. Love to grow it again. But burning it and inhaling the carcinogens is not the way to be healthy, especially if you're like don't want to die of super cancer. And I keep saying that, which makes me feel like I've jinxed myself entirely, and I'm still going to develop super cancer. Like, I already crossed that bridge a long time ago, and it's the minute I slow down, my body's going to be like, oh, you're chilling? Here's all that cancer. Oh, no. Fingers crossed that don't happen. Fingers crossed I beat the demon, but I don't think so, you know? There's definitely got to be repercussions beyond me sweating through my clothes every night and having bad dreams.
I think I like to slow down just because it's expensive.
Oh, that was a big caveat.
Yeah.
And I also explained that. I was like, now I can spend all my money on video games. And I don't feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
I spend money on video games and weed.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like depending on how you're spending money on weed, it's like an adult thing to do now because it's legal and you go to the club and you're like,
I definitely don't prioritize it over like the important shit.
That's what I'm saying. I would be lying if I didn't say, yeah, maybe we won't eat that tonight because we're trying to get a quarter tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely some decisions I made where I'm like, we're going to need weed later, so we probably better not buy that thing. And now that's not a monkey I have on my back, which is fucking nice. I'd say the financial aspect of it is the first, like, positive. I don't know how much of the physical... dude, I never like started hacking up a bunch of bullshit, which is what happened when I quit smoking cigarettes. So I guess that there's something to say for that. Cigarettes are fucking terrible, dude. They put gnarly shit in that stuff. Because when I quit smoking cigarettes, I was fucking like hacking up gnarly shit, and now I'm and that never happened. But it might just be because I'm sweating it all out in my sleep when I'm having terrible fucking dreams every night, and it sucks. It'd be cool to have a good dream every once in a while. Does that happen to you guys? Do you guys have dreams that aren't terrifying?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like I said, I never almost remember my dreams.
That's how it's supposed to be. I think because if you're like dream regularly, but you also...
But I smoke hella.
Yes.
So it's like
you might be suppressing
I basically
that shit.
like die and reborn every fucking morning.
You might be suppressing.
Yeah.
You
No,
might
I already
have
know
been-
I am. Because if I wake up early and then I like snooze for a couple hours, right when I wake up, then I have like the craziest fucking dreams ever.
Yeah.
That like scare the shit out of me, and then I'll be like, God damn it. So,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm also on that path of like I don't like I have a bunch of backlog shit too.
It's wild when you open the floodgates. When you like full blown like, oh, I just don't smoke any weed anymore. It's terrifying. It's like, and I'm hoping at some point it stops. But literally, we're a month and 3 days into this shit, and I don't think there's been a single night where I didn't have a like, what the fuck? I had a dream that I was buying Bob Marley records with hand-drawn covers from Emerson Kennedy. Why? I think it's because there was a bunch of clips of him dressed like Spider-Man on my Twitter feed, and I was like, that's cool. And then fucking he's just in my dreams selling me Bob Marley records. Like, I don't want that, dude. I don't want that at all. And then and I also remember that he was like explaining to me how, like, you know, if you want to do what you love, you got to work twice as hard. And I'm like, just like, yeah, hella agreeing with him. I'm like, dude, I know that. I very much know that. And you're like in your 20s. You know. Even in my dreams, you should not be telling me things like this. I'm the guy who tells you, nah, it's bad. I don't want that. I don't want any of that. I'm telling you, too many vivid dreams that I fully fucking remember when I wake up, and I don't like that shit. So hopefully, take me home, Camino. Your boy's not trying to fucking have anything happen tonight. Your boy would just
home, Camino.
Yeah, I just want to wake up and not remember something that's entirely pointless. That would be really fucking cool.
That's fire.
So Michael White.
Michael fucking White.
Got way off topic there.
Yeah. But, you know, it's podcasting.
I was impressed with his
he wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible. Stand-up wasn't bad.
I've seen very, very worse.
Very, very worse. I've seen so much worse so many times. So, like, yeah, to say that he did all right would be a fair assessment. And then they interviewed him, and he was full blown in fucking Michael White character. And then he did rap a little bit as well, which is also like, homie, he's been waiting. That's like that was his lose yourself moment. You think he was gonna fuck up at that time? No, Michael White was waiting for this, and is probably like in his mid-30s and has been like being Michael White for at least 15 years at this point. So like, you know, he better be good at that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say. I was impressed though. I feel like I'm throwing shade.
It was fun.
It was fun, and it was fun to see Michael White. So salute to Michael White, and I hope I run into him one day out there in the world doing stand-up comedy in the wild. I would love to see that. You know what I mean? Like, just show up to Cobb's one day and Michael White's performing.
And I loved what he was saying, because they were like, why'd you try comedy? He's like, well, I was doing the battle rap, and like they always hated on me. They said that I was a comedian and not a rapper, so I figured I'd start comedy.
That is funny.
I was like, that's so good.
And it's probably very honest as far as like he wasn't lying.
No.
And again, it's almost like the Robo thing, where Robo was like, you know, I'm not feeling the ROI, and you're like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing this. If you're thinking about ROI, this is not your business.
Yeah.
Go to the Pokemon where there is money and people that you could threaten.
It's the little things, you know.
He's like, dude, all these dudes scare me, and there's no money in this. And like, yo, welcome to the world of Pokemon, where you're the strongest Asian, and fucking everyone is terrified of your experience in poking people in the face. Have fun. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. The Teflon Don showed up, and he brought all that energy to fucking Pokemon. But Michael White, in the same way, he's like
the Teflon Pokemon.
He's been waiting for this his whole life. He's been ready to unleash Michael White on a non-battle rap audience.
And like not only just a non-battle rap audience, but like specifically the Kill Tony audience that loves who they love. Like,
and that's people on the spectrum that could still perform.
It was just a perfect cross section.
Yeah,
like
really was.
Fucking...
You couldn't ask for more, honestly. To be honest, that's what we're all hoping for. You know what I mean?
Alpha says ROI, Robo offing infant.
Oh man.
The Pokédon.
Oh man, it's crazy to be back in this world of like podcasting and shit. I've been having conversations with people that I haven't talked to in a long time. It's been good. It's been really cool. What do you say? Uno Lavos was on.
I think
back
he's
in the
been
day.
on twice. on Kill Tony.
Oh, he's been on
I
Kill
think
Tony.
so. Definitely once for sure. I've seen one of them.
So the difference is like Uno Lavos, not a character.
No, yeah, I remember his set not being that good, but
He sucks.
But his interview was good, and even though that he told him that he'd battle rap, they didn't.
They didn't want him to rap.
They didn't want him.
Come
to
on,
rap,
dude.
no.
You're not on the spectrum.
And he was just talking about like
you're not that tight.
He has a kid in London because he like fucked one of the chicks over there while he was out fucking on the Don't Flop show.
Which is like,
his kids-
honestly, is something you shouldn't be super proud of. You should be trying to rectify that situation with the family that you destroyed here in America.
I think it just
you shouldn't be joking about it on
no,
Kill
no,
20.
he wasn't joking about it. I think he was just being interviewed, and I think like they asked him like,
yeah, but I would
kids or-
like
he's
if you
I have a kid, I'm trying to support whatnot.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, no, he wasn't like, oh yeah, I got some kid over in London. It's tight. No,
Okay.
he was just like talking about like
I only
he has a kid. He's
I
trying to
only
do what
say
he
that
can to
because he's a
support him
total
and shit.
piece of shit.
Right.
And again, not on the spectrum like Michael White. So therefore, not fun or funny. You know what I mean? Like just not my cup of tea. And also, like, here's the thing: Michael White's on Kill Tony, and multiple people told me about it. Hella people are like, oh my God, check this out. Ryne was way first, but like a bunch of people after Ryne were like, yo, did you see this? Yo, did you see this? Like the same fucking day. But here you are telling me Uno Lavos was on there fucking multiple times. Ain't nobody told me shit. It's because nobody cares, dude. It's because nobody cares. You're not a fun character. You're not on the spectrum. You're not fucking Battle Rap's Andy Kaufman. You're just some fucking dude who wasn't that tight. So like, God bless you, and your fucking awesome stand-up career. But yeah, I'm not tuning in for that shit, especially not on one of Joe Rogan's Unfunny Friends TV show. I don't watch that shit. I'm sorry.
I do. Sometimes there's some gold on there, but overall, it's just like
I'm not a huge fan of like embarrass me comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are once in a blue moon, there are like really good, legitimate comics that go on there.
Totally.
They kill it for the minute. And
Absolutely.
And I'll just be like, holy fuck, how did they do that in a minute? You know?
That's always amazing.
There's people that can turn a minute and make it feel like it's been fucking 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And
And just
then
say so much memorable shit in such a short
overall,
time.
it's definitely like, let's make fun of the idiots. Which is like, that is kind of the fun of being at an open mic. So like, that's why like I do kind of appreciate it, because it does make you feel like
yes,
you're at
that's
an
what
open mic.
me and Ryne are doing at the bar at an open mic every single time. But like, I wouldn't do it publicly because I'm not trying to make people feel bad on a stage. Like that doesn't seem
And like
like
they're doing arena shit, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's an arena show, dog. Like, it's a little much.
You know what? This fucking podcast world.
People have built it up to be like, oh, it's the cornerstone of comedy. But I'm like, no one's like really been made off of that.
Homie, pour me a little more Wyclef and tell me something about it. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Shit's not funny. It's not funny to laugh at people for being on the spectrum. No fucking comedian with any self-respect is gonna let Tony Hinchcliffe fucking talk shit to them and then not just beat his little ass in the parking lot. Because that's what I'm doing. I'll tell you what. Tell me something. You're with your little 5'6" ass. I'll fucking tie your arms in a knot behind your back, buddy. Fucking not doing that shit. But
nah, he got that comedy mothership fucking Navy SEAL.
Cool, because he did fucking.
So he barks a little more now.
Yeah, it's
it's just Rogan has that club. Fucking, he just got like a bunch of like retired special ops.
The 6 unfunny comedians and their fucking special ops security. Embarrassing. Shit is fucking embarrassing. I'm not with that shit at all. I had to stop watching Joe Rogan once he started being like a weird COVID dude. I'm like, I'm not, look if I wanted to watch white guys have conspiracies, I would fucking tune into, what's his name? Fucking
Alex Jones?
Yes, there you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. You're my Jamie. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I'm not watching that shit. He's just at some point you cross a bridge and you're just an old white guy. It doesn't matter how cool you fucking used to be. I literally said this on Twitter today. Motherfuckers need to stop talking shit to 20-year-old kids about like what hip hop should be. You are not the target demographic anymore. This shit is not for you. Go sit your fucking old ass down. You know what I look like? A 40-year-old man telling some fucking kid in his 20s like what he should be rapping about. I look like fucking homie from I look like fucking what's that movie where fucking Clint Eastwood's fucking being mean to Asians?
Oh,
Get
Gran
off
Torino.
my lawn. That's what I look like, homie. Get off my lawn. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be that guy.
I still see
I'm out.
people. I
I'm
still
out
see
with
people
opinions.
being like mumble rap this. I'm like, dog, that was like 6 fucking years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
that's
not even-
That's not even the shit anymore.
Your dog whistle racism isn't even appropriate anymore. And also, like, I keep saying this, mumble rap is not a fucking thing. It's a term made up by people who are like, the vast majority are like white men in their 40s and 50s who want to hear real hip hop and will tell you their 3 favorite fucking rappers are Biggie, Nas, and Tupac.
Yeah.
Go sit the fuck down, bro. Like, you are 50 years old and this music is not for you anymore. I'm sorry. It happens to everybody, dude. It literally happens to everybody.
like
It's happened to me.
It blows my mind. Though,
And
'cause
I'm so much fucking cooler than you, and it's
it's
happened
been
to me.
so long since, you know what I mean? Like, even like 10, 15 years ago, it was still like dated, but it's like, okay, I got it. That was your era. But like now it's like, yo, it's literally been like almost 30 fucking years.
Yes.
Like, this would be like if you were a hardcore like fucking Elvis fan.
Yeah.
Being like,
And you're like,
they don't know, this ain't rock and roll.
This ain't rock and roll.
This ain't rock and roll.
This goddamn Van Halen ain't rock and roll. It's like, no, that's old. That's classic rock now too. The classic rock you're complaining about is actually even more. It's classic too.
Yeah.
You're fucking old.
I'm old now. I don't even know what the who's fucking popping right now.
That's good. And
Yeah.
what you should not be doing is being on Twitter telling kids in their 20s that the shit that is popping isn't tight. That's not good for you.
And if anything, I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, no, lie to me. Tell me shit that you've never done before. Like, I don't want to know like actual crimes you fucking committed.
Yo, Avocado said when I was filming an event in NYC, the DJ was like, we ain't playing no mumble rap here. And I was like, please turn on some mumble rap. Yeah, that's when I find the most mumbly shit that you can fucking possibly even comprehend. And I put that shit
And then
on.
it's funny because like fools were talking shit about all these guys, but it's like Young Thug's facing RICO charges. Dog.
Oh, and also like you want to talk about like the people who they considered mumble rap. Like I know exactly which fucking fucking double XL like freshman class they were talking about, and literally it's like 21 Savage. It's fucking what's his name, Kodak, who is Kodak is a fucking genius, dude. That motherfucker, I've seen, dude, you ever see that performance on Jimmy Kimmel where he's like, blood in my eyes, I'm going blind? Like that motherfucker is, he had a Whitney Houston moment on television. He said, my brother shot him, then they poured me down with the bleach. Oh, live, bro, singing the whole thing. You could never do that shit. Don't ever fucking talk about Kodak Spicy. Fuck your old ass. You like
Now,
Tom McDonald. Go to sleep.
He is a goon.
Yes.
He's very much a goon.
But don't tell me he's a mumble rapper. Motherfucker is a legitimate artist. He's one of the best fucking rappers ever.
His music's great.
And he's been rapping for like 20 years at this point. Shut the fuck up. You're old. You're so old that you think the things that you think are now were 10 years ago. Go to fucking sleep.
It's fun for me because
2016. That's the 2016 class you're complaining about. That's a decade ago. That's legitimately fucking 10 years ago.
And people really are still on that, like, nah, fuck this mumble rap shit. It's like, dude, that's not even the shit anymore.
No, it's not. There's other things to complain about, dude. And you shouldn't even be the one complaining about them because you're so fucking old and crusty that you should just kick back and throw on the Chronic 2001 and just fucking think about how much pussy you used to get in high school, homie. That's what you should fucking do because that's what your life is like.
I mean, most of them types of fools weren't even the type to get pussy in high school.
No.
They were just the ones like, where the hoes
They
at?
got that one time, though. That one
Where
time,
the
though.
hoes at, fool?
Now I got that memory of that one time. Yeah. Fuck you. Go to sleep. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of old people trying to tell young people how to live. Like, I'm never gonna be that dude. Like, I'm over here. I'm like Lush. Like, please don't cut me out of this circle. Like, I'm still cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing these fucking streaming motherfuckers that I never heard of got 90 billion fucking subscribers and shit. And I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm not cool anymore. Fuck. Yo, I seen that clip of that. What's his name? What's the fucking dude? Aiden Ross. He's getting,
I don't know.
okay, he's a little streamer. That's good, because you're the right kind of person for your age, Ryne. You're an adult. You do adult things. You go get pussy and go to nice restaurants. You don't complain to people on Twitter about what rappers are cool. You should be proud of yourself. for not knowing that. You should be proud of yourself for not knowing who Aiden Ross is, and I'm proud of you too. Okay? But I know. I fucking know because I'm on the internet too much. And I watched a clip today of this fool getting robbed by fucking 21 Savage. Basically, like, they did like a fucking pull a high card fucking thing with 21 Savage, and they spread out all the cards. 21 Savage brought the cards, and fucking after he left, and motherfucker took him for like 6 figures. After he left, they're fucking examining the cards. It's fucking scratches on all the face cards, dog. Scratches on all the face cards. And everyone's like, yo, 21 Savage fucking robbing Aiden Ross is lame. And I was like, is it? Or is it fucking hilarious? Because to me, that is fucking hilarious. I would honestly, if that was a genre of like thing that I could watch every day, was like fucking rich white kids get robbed by fucking rappers, on their own streams, I would watch that shit every fucking day. Like MXC, you remember MXC when they like overdubbed? Like that would be my new MXC, and I would fucking love it. I would love the shit out of it, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. I've never wanted to watch Aiden Ross in my life before. I was watching the clip today, fucking crying. This fool's holding up the cards. He's like, he wouldn't do that to me. He said he wouldn't do that to me. Why? Why wouldn't 21 Savage do that to you? His name is 21 Savage, dude. Of course he would do that to you. He fucking got Savage in his name, and you're a fucking doofy-ass white boy with no discernible talents. I would rob you if I had the opportunity. Of course fucking 21 Savage is going to do it. Jesus. Holy shit, I was crying watching this shit. I was... This fool said he wouldn't do that to me, and then he's like, look, they're scratched. They're all scratched. And then 21 Savage is like, lame ass white boy thinks I robbed him. And he's fucking like denying everything. Fuck yeah. God damn, that's good. That's entertainment right there, folks. Poof. Put a bow on that and give it to me for Christmas, and I'm gonna fucking smile. I'll be smiling ear to ear like a fucking 3-year-old who got a fucking Transformer. Come on.
Always deny. Dude, I was watching fucking Tim Dillon, and this fool was talking shit because he was talking about some rapper that got locked up. He's like, listen, guys. If you shoot Frank at the fish market, say you shot Charlie at the chocolate store. It's like, they don't know. They don't know the difference. Yes. So if you were at 113th, say you were on 78th.
Beautiful. So good. Yo, what's up? What up? Peace and power, my friend. We out here.
Hey.
It's crazy, bro. It's fucking re-entering this podcast world. Like, I feel like I walked away from everything for almost a half a decade, but it was closer to 3.5, 4 years where I was just like went dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And oh man, I'm so much. It feels good to be back. I'm like happy. I'm enthusiastic about doing this shit. I got so far away from that. As far as like, I really looked at a lot of this like a job, which is fucking hilarious in retrospect because none of it's real work.
No.
If you do any real work in your life, and then you're like, that's why I like, man, God bless all these motherfuckers that do this shit for a living and then act like they're like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, because there's fools that have to do this where it's like,
oh, my job.
Oh, I have to put out an episode on Tuesday because they're sponsors.
And then they're like stressed out about it. And like, homie, I've been there before, like on a lower scale than like these fucking idiots now, even though I invented the format that they all do. Just so you know, go back and look. 2012, first episode of the Dirtbag Dan Show. Only podcast that were running at that time were running on like the Joe Rogan format. Yeah. Literally, we invented like the friends kicking it, bullshitting pod. And Caustic was like, "Yeah, man, we fucking missed the boat on that." I'm like, "Did we? Maybe we fucking dodged the bullet because we would all be fucking losers right now, and or we would have been canceled." Or fucking, there's something terrible would have came as a result of any money that came from that shit. So I'm very happy to have put that into the ether, either like knowingly or unknowingly, because I'm sure a lot of these idiots who rock that format now are probably like, yeah, right, I didn't get anything from you. Yeah, you did, bitch, because you got it from someone who got it from me. or you got it from someone who got it from someone who got it from me. And if you don't want to fucking pretend like that's a reality, you can go suck on a fat baby's dick. That's all I'm saying. But because I got the receipts. Again, happy to be back doing this shit, because that time of like taking it seriously was literally making the funnest thing of my life the not funnest thing of my life. And it's not the way to rock.
Do that, though.
Yeah, and like me and Caustic were sitting here podcasting, and I was having a motherfucking blast. Just like, because there's no pressure behind it. You know what I mean? Fucking Jordan comes through, you come through. Anytime we get to do this shit, I'm excited. It literally used to look at this shit like a job. Like, oh, we got to do this at this time, or else people are going to be mad. Man, fuck that shit. Never doing that again. And honestly, the thing I have to thank for it is the death dealer shit. Because it taught me that if you do what you want on your own time, like, shit's either going to work out or it's not, as far as like your expectations of the shit.
Yeah.
And like having that shit work out really was like, oh, okay. So I was on the fucking money the whole time. The one thing I was off on was the amount of fucking pressure I was putting on myself. You know what I mean? Which has certainly affected the shit. You know what I mean? Because when the Dirtbag Dan Show was at its best is when we didn't think about it like that. Yeah. And then as it started to grow and become something that was like a part of people's lives, and we had a big audience, and there was like some financial aspect to it, it's like, oh, okay, well, let me take this hella seriously and fuck this up. But then like we started the DDA shit and was like, yo, let's fucking just make this shit to make it, because it's a hella good idea. Let's like just operate on this good ass idea we have. And then watching that shit have success, it's like, oh man, damn, I wish I would have like put that kind of like, I wish I could have done the podcast like that forever. I wish I never made it a priority. I wish I never made it something that had to be successful. I wish it was just something that we did for fun. Because if that was the case, I think it would have fucking, you know, it would have still been going at this point. You know what I mean? I think that the thing that fucked it up was even like growing in the way that it grew and being like, oh, we gotta do segments, and now we gotta do this, and now we gotta do that. It's like we always should have just been homies chilling. That's all it ever should have been. And anytime it grew beyond that, it got to a point where it was like, this is fucking hard, and people have expectations, and fucking like on both sides of the camera, and it's just like exhausting at that point.
Especially because like I listen to a lot of different fucking podcasts, and all my favorite ones are that sort of style, because it's like, even as just an audience member, like I just throw it on in like the fucking living room. Like I kind of want it to feel like I'm in the hang while I'm like doing, like I'm cooking, or I'm fucking like playing on my like Steam Deck or whatever the fuck. Like when it's too structured or whatever, it feels too much like fucking like motherfuckers are trying too hard or something like that.
That's why I don't know if you've seen the Frozenberg shit.
Not yet.
So good. Because he's there. He's like in that moment where they're just like homies kicking it.
That's fire.
Formula is fire. And then like enough people are on to what he's doing to where he's starting to get really good guests. So like fucking, you know, he had Hitman on the other day, and Hitman's fucking dunking on him in the studio. It's like the fun, like, I mean, like physically dunking on him, and like he's falling on the ground, and Hitman's like, what's up? In the camera, I'm like, this is the best shit ever.
Like just doing it to do, like there's not even like a ball.
No, there was a ball and a fucking. There's like a ball and
like a little like a Nerf one.
Yeah, a little Nerf one like in the corner, and he just like, hold on, give me the ball real fast. And just jamming on fucking Frozenberg, and fucking dude, like it's so good. Though that kind of shit is literally only gonna happen when it's just like friends doing a thing, and like it's infectious both in the audience, and I think the people like. Hitman came on because he's seen how much fun fucking Method Man had when he was on, and he was on because, you know what I mean? It's like a chain reaction as far as like people see how much fun it is to just be there, and then they go and be there. That's like, honestly, to me, I feel like I'm so over podcast culture in general, which is like, bro, we're doing this. It's like Avocado said. He's like, kicking it with my homies. Like, we're kicking it with the homies. This shit's tight. I love that shit. I think what sucks is when it becomes like we're the cool guys and listen to us, and then you know what I mean, like listen, I'm saying something real cool right now. Like this is a whole thing where we're like notification gang in the building, fucking homies kicking it, and we're just chopping it up, and there's no like rhyme or reason to it or whatever. That shit I think is a good energy. And then like what Frozenberg's doing right now is like that plus like crazy guests and like, you know what I mean, like, and that's that type of shit is like it's happening in the moment. It's like a moment in time being captured, right? Versus like
those are always the best ones.
These other podcasts are either like like psycho white people making other white people more psycho, which is like uncomfortable, or B, like cool guy podcasts where it's like, oh, listen, watch me fucking what's that, Flagrant, fucking like, oh, I'm just being
dude, I can't with Flagrant.
That shit sucks, bro.
I have all like, that's one of those ones, it's muted everywhere on all my shit. I don't want to see it even pop up on
just
clips.
I don't want to watch cool guys be cool.
I saw Avo said Shane's Secret. I like Matt and Shane's a lot. That shit's fun, but
I think that I've never watched that one, but
it's just the homies kicking it.
Dude is super funny.
Yeah.
So like I could see how his podcast would be super funny.
Yeah.
Also the fucking the Cumtown shit, and then what that's turned into with like the Adam Friedland show is so funny. Like just because less because it's like homies kicking it, and more because like
this fool Nick's like basically like just a genius that's like absolutely checked out of everything in life. And he like hates everyone for it.
It's cool. It's cool to have like those kind of personalities. You got like a guy who like really wants to be important and special, and then a guy who like genuinely doesn't care about that shit. And then like that combination together, I think, is a beautiful thing. So that's like a moment in time podcast in a way too. But like
Nick Mullen's the best.
Like that's what I think that's what we're trying to create here as far as like being a channel. Because I don't give a fuck. We don't have a schedule. I barely tell you guys like right before we go live. Fucking notification gang in this bitch. Everybody else can go fucking.
It's way better.
They can eat my dick off my body. They can take it off my body and eat it later. So I don't really like. I'm not giving a shit. I like homie kicking it podcast. That's what we're trying to do. Like all the homies got together and we're kicking it. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're in the fucking chat, then you're the homie and you're kicking it too. What I don't want is like the Listen to Cool Guys Be Cool podcast. And what I really don't want is like the fucking Navy SEAL fucking this is the way you're supposed to do push-ups podcast. Like I don't want none of that shit. Like those guys get zero pussy and are all gonna get convicted of murder.
I started going hard in that rabbit hole for a second too, because like I started working out and I started being all that. But then the problem is with all that shit is like you don't need to see it all the time. Like you only need enough of it to know, like,
oh, I'm okay. I'm a good person. I should go to the gym.
Well, but like also like if you don't know, like, okay, you should probably be doing this type of form and those little things. But then once you know it, you know it.
Yeah.
To where then the problem is they always have to keep putting more content out. So then after a while, it's like, all right, man, yeah, I know fucking the incline press should fucking be a part of my routine.
Or they're like,
all right, I'll look at the sun once in a while when I wake up. Like, all right, cool. Like,
or like you once you get in that world, you don't realize that you're like, oh, wait a minute, these dudes are teaching me secretly to hate women. Like there's this weird little undertone that's being fed to me the whole time where they're like, yeah, you should take these vitamins, and really like chicks don't deserve respect. But also, you know what I mean? You should do push-ups like this. And then at the end of the day, you're like fucking telling your lady, you're supposed to be cooking for me type of shit. Like calm the fuck down and don't listen to some fucking dude, especially me, tell you how you're supposed to be at home or like have a relationship or any of that shit. Like that is bad fucking news, brother.
The fitness culture is so wild, like because it so wildly varies between like just absolutely insane people, but insane in different sort of ways.
Yes.
Like a lot of what you're saying too, but then there's just like a lot of just like I don't know, like it's really hard to like pin it down, but it's cultish, dude,
and people want to be a part of something, and you have this, man, we live in this world where there's just so many people. Just way too many people. And we can't be special, dude. You can't be special if there's fucking 90 billion fucking people on the planet. Like, there's just too many people. There's gonna be people that are better than you at fucking everything, right? So everybody feels like they need to be special. If they can't be special, then they gotta be a part of something special. Yeah. And that's how they fucking hook these people with their fucking psycho, like, take these vitamins, fucking do these push-ups, fucking go to these comedy shows. Yeah. Like, it's all like pushing you in a specific ass direction. And even the people who make it, like, I don't even think like Joe Rogan meant to be this weird cult leader, but he is now. He fucking is now. He's turned himself into this weird, like, fucking deity figure who fucking people are like, tell me how to take DMT and what time I should go to the bathroom. And it's like, no, that's not cool, dude. Like, and I don't even think he wanted to be that. But at some point, it's like, how do you not turn into some weird fucking deity figure when you have 90 billion people listening to you and hanging on your every fucking word? You know what I mean?
I think it just more so speaks to just like how fucking lost we all are. Like,
yeah, no, I'm saying, bro,
because it's like he said, like, and he says it too. Like, he never really meant for his shit to pop the way that it did.
I'm sure
and
he
then
did.
Now we all are just like, yeah, but it worked for you, so we need to live exactly the way that you live because we want fucking the type of shit that you have.
Yeah, and that's not healthy at all.
No.
And the reality is that, like, even like the concept of happiness probably didn't, like, people didn't think about it when bears still existed. When like humans,
they still exist.
No, I'm saying when like humans and bears existed in the wild, in proximity.
When you had to worry about it.
When it was like, oh fuck, I could get eaten at any moment. And like, wolves. I could just be. There's things here that will kill me, and I can't do shit about it. I guarantee you that, like, people weren't like, man, I don't know. I just don't feel that good today. I guarantee you that was not never. A thought that crossed anyone's mind. But we live in this world where we have like softened every edge, and we fucking live like it's close to the line of how long anybody would ever even want to be alive as possible. And then you're fucking, unless you're like fucking the dude from Aliens, fucking like Waylon or whatever. It's like, homie, kill me at some point. I don't want to be here forever. But I'm saying, like, people have stretched like our comfort level so far that there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be like, there's nothing to live for. There's nothing to fucking die for unless you find something to live for, unless you find something to die for. That's healthy and not a fucking podcast. It's really scary, dude. Like, and that's why people be running up in buildings and fucking indiscriminately firing at strangers. And that's why people be like committing sex crimes on their fucking cell phones. And that's why people be doing like all the bad shit is a result of people like not having fear anymore, not having purpose anymore, and just running around fucking aimlessly. Like, what am I supposed to do? I gotta be something. I just have to be something. It's like, dude, nobody thought about that shit when it was humans and bears living in proximity. It was like, I just got to be alive. I just got to get it through the day, because if I fuck up, I'm going to get eaten. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying we should unleash the bears, but if possible, go out there and find something that you care about that has nothing to do with like other people and what they think. You know what I mean? Like something that you do personally that makes you like, oh shit, this fills a hole inside me. I'll tell you what, bro, started fucking helping these dogs out. It changed me as a human being. Like I don't look at the world the same anymore. I wake up and I have things I really want to get done. And it's not about me. It's not about making my life better. It's about saving a life. It's about making somebody else's life better. And that's not necessarily going to work for every fucking person. Don't let me be a podcast asshole telling you to go out there and save a bunch of dogs. Shit, I'd be stoked, but find your own thing. Find something in your life. Find a person, you know? Is it your kid? Pay more attention to your kid, your wife, whatever the fuck. Do something, but don't be listening to idiots on the internet or at a fucking Kill Tony show tell you how you're supposed to live. Like, it's a bad idea. Podcasts are poison, and if you come here to kick it, that's cool. And then there's like fucking, you know, Ruin an Hour, really cool place where people are just sharing good ideas about how to live better, but nobody's sitting there acting like they know what the answer is. You know what I'm saying? That's where it gets really fucking dangerous, is when you're watching podcasts and people are like, I'll tell you what, I know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do this. That's that old like fucking Andrew Tate, like fucking keep women in the basement ass attitude that's going to get you locked up or fucking left alone. You know what I mean? Like don't fall down those traps. You want to kick it and drink Wyclef with your boy?
Or you'll own a multi-billion-dollar wrestling promotion.
That's you could also, I don't know.
But even then, the worm turns.
I think the ship sailed on that too. I think that
he lost that shit.
And like I think that was a way better. My Wyclef's gone. That means the show's over. How long have we been? An hour and 4 minutes. Perfect. Literally the perfect amount of time to stop. As soon as the Wyclef drops.
That is a good measurement. Like sands in the hourglass.
The fucking
like bubbles in the Wyclef.
Looks like we're done, folks. Love you guys. And I'm also ranting, and that's not good. Next thing I'm going to be telling you guys to take some specific ass supplements and do push-ups like this. Turn that shit off. We're fucking done. I love you, motherfuckers, man. Good times. We'll see you again soon.
Peace.